You are now tuned into the sounds of Big Nate Sports Talk. It's on all the time, anytime.
Tell me what your name is. Tell me what you like and all your secrets. I just wanna go over the details. Let me inside of your mind. I know I just met you, but something tells me that you might be into talking to a stranger with a tattoo. Baby, I'm one of a kind. There's a reason we're here, there's a fire in the air that neither you or me could deny. Boy, I see how you stare up and down everywhere. I can tell you're far from shy. So let's talk till we drop, or till we get kicked out. Let's just say what we want, come on, spit it out.
You are now tuned in to Big Nate Sports Talk, the show that's on all the time, anytime. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for all content. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host, Nathan Snell. Bring your sports game with Big Nate Sports Talk.
Yes, do not adjust your screens, ladies and gentlemen. I am back. This is your host, Nathan Snell. This is episode 13, season 5 of Big Nate Sports Talk podcast. Welcome. I hope you all been doing well. Hope you all been staying safe. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. Hope you all did something fun. Hope you had to have plenty of turkey, ham, and other great Thanksgiving food. I know it's been a little bit. I think it's almost been about a week and a half since you last saw this beautiful face and you heard this beautiful voice. But a couple things I would like to say up front before we start this episode. A couple things have happened since you last saw me. So, did a little work at school outside of YouTube, going well with that. So I've just been focused on command that. I'm actually almost done for the semester. Couple things I did have down the pipe. We were supposed to do a WWE mock draft and an NFL mock draft. Those are still going to be, those are still going to happen. That probably won't happen until I'll probably record those videos at the most tomorrow evening. The last episode was fully from me was about 12 days ago. So, and that was recapping Maryland football. So a lot has happened the last 12 days that you last saw me. So we're going to get into the Washington Commanders, the Baltimore Ravens, Maryland football, Maryland basketball, men and women's. It's just been crazy. And we're also still going to do our NFL check-in. So be patient with me as we catch up on those videos. But in this episode, we are recapping, we're previewing the Washington Commanders as they are now on a 2-game win streak, defeating the Philadelphia Eagles a couple of Monday nights ago, and coming off a little mini of a short rest we beat the Houston Texans, and we're facing those Atlanta Falcons tomorrow. And also to the next episode, we're recapping the Baltimore Ravens, our win against Carolina Panthers on a bye week, after our bye week, and then we're facing the Jacksonville Jaguars tomorrow as well. So be tuned in for those episodes, episode 6. And also to appreciate the new subscribers, appreciate the support I've been getting on the channel. Thank you so much. Continue to like, comment, subscribe to all content on Big Nate Sports Talk podcast. I see I posted a couple of videos already. Head coach Mike Tebow of the Washington Mystics stepped down after 20 years of Hall of Fame career as head coach. He moved into the front office, had his introductory his son Eric had his introductory press conference The Connecticut's son hired Stephanie White as their new head coach. That's already posted. So, with that being said, let's get into it. The Washington Commanders. As you see the title of this video, I was wrong about the Commanders. I said in that preview against the Eagles, it was titled Monday Meeting. I said I pray that it was not a Monday Night Massacre. And it turned out to be egg on my face. I was wrong. They went to Financial Field and embarrassed the Eagles, and I swallowed my pride, and I was wrong. I admitted that. Then you're facing a Houston Texans team that's honestly and truthfully not playing for much. They're going to get the number 1 overall pick, more than likely. Their really only bright spots this year is a Derek Stingley Jr., who's not playing tomorrow. So that should be an interesting game against the Miami Dolphins. And then there's Dameon Pierce, who I think should get consideration for offensive rookie of the year. So in those 2 games, there's some things I saw. My biggest thing for the Washington Commanders this year, and it's also been with the Ravens, is consistency. And we're facing Atlanta Falcons team that does not have Kyle Pitts. He's off for the season. Get well soon. They also have some guys on the defensive side of the ball. They actually just released Brian Edwards. They signed a couple guys to the 53-man, like Frank Darby to the 53-man roster, a couple guys to their practice squad. I'll be surprised, but we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the Houston Texans win. We defeated the Houston Texans 23-10. Fifth win in 6 games, 6-5, over 500. That's the first time we've been over 500 since Ron Rivera's been head coach for the Washington Commanders. And that says a lot. That says about the poised leadership. Unfortunately, the San Francisco 49ers demolished the Arizona Cardinals Monday night. So we kind of saw that coming. The Arizona Cardinals are not a serious franchise. That my takeaways from that win against the Texans, our defense is looking really good. We limited Dameon Pierce. That was one of the keys to beating the Texans. I mean, again, he's leading all rookie running backs up until when Breece Hall. Hope he's doing well, getting well soon for his injury. He's leading all the rookie running backs, 8 yards on 10 carries. Limited him in that way. Davis Mills, who is benched for Kyle Allen, he finished 19-33 for 169 yards and two picks. And he was also sacked 5 times. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, they had 2 sacks apiece. I didn't really see much from Houston. I mean, once you take Dameon Pierce away, the Houston Texans offensively are honestly and truthfully nothing. I thought another thing also too was key was the running game for Washington. Even though we ran the ball a high 49 times, I thought against Philadelphia, I would have thought I saw that against Houston. But it only managed in the first, only 12 yards for 6 possessions. And it didn't come together until late in the first quarter. Brian Robinson finished the game, I believe it was 15 carries or 57 yards. Antonio Gibson led the way with 18 carries for 72 yards. We finished on the ground with 153 yards on 40 carries. About the same what the Houston Texans did. Also credit that to Curtis Samuel and Jahan Dobson and Terry McLaurin as well. I thought also too the key was they're very aggressive attacking the edge rushers for Houston. That stood out to me as well in that game. And then painfully, I know I had been hard on him But I respect him. Let me start by saying that I think Taylor Heineke is a good quarterback. Um, he brings moxie. He brings energy. Uh, I think for me, I didn't was not quick to hop on the wagon like from last year, and even when he was starting in the midst when Carson was hurt. Um, but I see a different spark of energy when he's out there. And shout out to Sean Spencer and Will Kramer. I said on their show that he should be starting for the rest of the season, honestly. Um, I didn't say that part, but I'm saying that he should be the starter. He should be going forward because I just don't know what to expect when Carson goes back in there. I don't know what that's going to do to the chemistry, and you don't want to take away from something that's already working. Um, my biggest fear is you traded for Carson just for him to be sitting on your bench now, and now you got to wonder what's going to happen in the off season after this year. But we're not there yet. Um, I mean, like I said, I think he's a starter going forward. Logan Thomas, he's looking like the second coming. He's coming back strong. 5 catches for 65 yards. I mean, Taylor Heineke finished the game 527 for 191 yards. I mean, he's now 4-1 as a starter, and those are things that I saw as Houston Texans. Now, you're going against an Atlanta Falcons team that, for the most part, I still think can make things interesting in the NFC South. My coming off your best win, honestly, against the Eagles, and then just embarrassing the Texans. You're coming into a team. You're coming against Atlanta Falcons team that doesn't have, like I said, Kyle Pitts. So it's going to be interesting to see how that offense will look. Marcus Mariota, we know, is behind center. Signed a 2-year deal with the Falcons. He's not. He's doing just enough, but could be better. I looked at this stat. He's averaging about 170 yards, about a touchdown. He's thrown at least an interception per game. He's also has 4 touchdowns on the ground. He's fumbled the ball 8 times. And one thing that I've seen is that Atlanta is not going to beat you through the air because their receiving core outside of Drake London and Kyle Pitts, who really, from my standards of what a tight end should be, has not been consistent. And you're looking at it's going to be the run, slowing down their running game. You got the cheat code in Cordero Patterson, Tyler Algier. You had to slow those guys down. The last 6 games we've done well because we're facing a game where Marcus Mariota and at least 330 yards combined the last 11 games. And 4, I think it's Patterson, Mariota, Algier, and I can't remember who the 4th one is, but they've all rushed for at least 11 touchdowns on the ground. We got to fix that. Contain that, excuse me, because we're 6th and allowing fewest yards per game. We're also allowing the 8th lowest yards per carry. So you take that running game like did the Damian, where you limit Damian Pierce to 8 yards, you got to take something away. If you limit the run game, that's key for Washington. Another thing that was actually key in the win against Philadelphia, and also made this comment on their show, Washington Football Weekly, Joey Slye deserved a game ball in that win against Philadelphia Eagles because there were some red zone opportunities that we can't afford miss. But I would like to see us be more aggressive. I think I'd like to see us try to at least be more smarter with the decision making. I want to see us get touchdowns, not field goals. No, field goals are good, but we're in the red zone. Let's take advantage of those. Let's take advantage of opportunities, because they're averaging about 20. Atlanta's about 23 and a half points over so far 11 games this season. We're averaging about 22, give or so. So it's going to be curious to see how Scott Turner takes advantage of an Atlanta Falcons defense that has allowed 25 red zone touchdowns. So we're going to have to be aggressive early, whether that's with the run or the pass. And how you fix that is you're not wasting time when you're down to the 2-minute warning, or especially, like if it's a 3rd and inches, we've got to beat teams early and not dig ourselves in a hole and having a hard time coming out of. That's what I'm looking at in this game against Atlanta. Too, we're going up against it. This is a Dean Pease defense. Baltimore. He's very blitz heavy. Same thing. Wink Martindale with the Giants, and also too he learned that from Rex Ryan. Same thing when he left for Tennessee, carried that aggressive defense, and now I'm seeing it's a bend but don't break defense in Atlanta. So I've noticed he likes to. When I looked at the tape, there's a lot of cover 3 drop quarters, Tampa 2. I've seen a little bit of man coverage, especially. That's what made it interesting. When I can see a lot of cover 3, maybe cover 4, because he's ran it in Baltimore. So I noticed on 3rd down, this is going to be key. I think winning the battle on 3rd downs is going to be the factor also to win this game, because on 3rd downs, watching him in Baltimore, his philosophy changes. He goes for more of a man defense, and he finds ways to double. So you may see Terry McLaurin get doubled or Curtis Samuel get doubled. So you're going to have to figure. So Scott Turner's going to have to figure out, and Taylor Heineke, he's going to have to read those defenses quick, fast, and hurry, which he can do it. The key is simple: be patient and be efficient with the ball. We all know Washington's going to run the ball, but that's the only way to really be aggressive and successful against a Dan Pease defense like that. And I think that's the key to me of trying to be an Atlanta Falcons team. I think this is going to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. But I'm saying the Washington Commanders, I'm going to say they're going to beat the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to say it's going to be 27-17.
Guaranteed.
I think it's going to be a good game. There's a lot of momentum for the Washington Commanders as we are ever so closely getting ready for playoffs. Because I still think the Washington Commanders will win 9. I'll say that I'm pushing it now to about 9-10 games. Because you're facing the Giants, after that we got the Giants twice, and we got the Niners, and then you got Cleveland, and then you got Dallas. So right there, still pushing 9 or 10 wins easily. But I think this right here, we're going to be on a 3-game win streak. I think the Falcons will do okay. I think if you're Atlanta, just defensively, your defense is going to be key. It's going to start with the defense. And knowing Mariota, Patterson, Algier, they're going to run the ball like crazy. Without Kyle Pitts, it's going to be an interesting dynamic for that offense. So it should be a good game. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you think this game's going to turn out? But as we are moving into our last topic, let's go into it. Final message.
Incoming message.
Thoughts are running through my mind. Someone took some time to find a minute or two to organize.
Quick point of order, painfully, Chase Young will not likely make his season debut for the 2022 season. But for the most part, we've held the fort down without him. When he comes back, he's just a cog in the engine that just takes it further. Final message. I'm going to just reiterate a couple things. I should have said this at the beginning, but I'm glad I'm going to say this for the end. I wanted to send my thoughts and prayers to those that were affected by the shootings in Colorado, Chesapeake, Virginia, and then also to what happened at Virginia Tech. I want to send my thoughts and prayers to those. It does get very frustrating to keep saying thoughts and prayers over and over and over again. I thought, in my opinion, after what happened in Uvalde, Texas, I thought things would have changed. I thought we would have seen stricter laws on guns. I don't really like talk about politics on here. I try to keep it fair. I try to keep my personal bias out of it. But it's getting really frustrating to see all this senseless killing. And we have people that are in position of power and they're not doing anything to fix it. You can't go to a club. You can't go to work. You can't go to school. You can't do anything without having a 360 view. And it's really sad that we're living in a society where this is not the norm. We have to start holding people accountable and start systematically changing things for the better for our society as a global community. Because I don't know about you, but I was really not in a Thanksgiving mood because that was on my mind. It's been on my mind for a while. And I tried to get on here and try to, keep up with the videos. But again, with this work and school, that's still fresh in my mind. I wanted to get that off my chest. Even though this is a season of giving and also too, we're taking this time to reflect. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Let's make tomorrow a better day. Let's be better for tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Because all this, we were all put on this earth to do some good. And I believe that peace and love and humanity will come out victorious. But it's just sad to see that on your TV again. And it's just like, damn, another one. Like, when does it stop? And again, I just want to send my thoughts and prayers to those families. And like I said, just continue just to pray and ask the Lord for forgiveness and just be a better person and just try to do things to make others feel good around you. Check on loved ones, check on friends, neighbors. And let's just start spreading love and kindness to one another. And I think when we start doing that, we will see good things happen. And that's my final message. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. It's been a hot minute. I was supposed to be on Let's Talk Football Sunday, but unfortunately, I'll talk about that in another video, which would be the Baltimore Ravens versus the Carolina Panthers. So thank you for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for the support you're giving me on this channel. Let me know your thoughts about the Washington Commanders. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a good weekend. Peace out, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to Big Nate Sports Talk. If you enjoyed that episode and you want to see more content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bring your sports game on Big Nate Sports Talk. It's on all the time, anytime.
Thank you. And you help me retain my sanity. Thank you. I want to thank you. And I want to thank you. All I want to do is say thank you for everything you do.